5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Even though no overt act has been taken or initiated against the petitioner, but still, because of the provisions of Section 64 of the Copyright Act 1957, the petitioner has filed this writ petition apprehending that in case the provisions of Section 64 are not declared ultra vires on the ground of arbitrariness and for the reason that no guidelines have been provided in the said section as to check the police officer concerned in seizing the cassettes from the video parlor, the petitioner would suffer harassment and unnecessary litigation if the provisions of Section 64 of the Act are allowed to remain intact and not declared ultra vires. In the writ petition, the petitioner had also challenged Section 19, Section 52A, and Section 64, but the arguments have been confined to the challenge of Section 64 only, and no arguments are addressed on other sections of the Copyright Act 1957. The petitioner apprehends that provisions of Section 64 itself gives arbitrary and naked powers without any guidelines to the police officer to seize any material from the shop and thus drag the video owners to the litigation. He has given instances in the petition that police officer usually demands for video cassettes to be given to them free of charge for viewing it at their homes, and in case on any reason either the video cassette is not available or it is not given free of charge, there is likelihood that police officer shall misuse his powers and try to seize the material for prosecution under the various provisions of the Act. Therefore, prays that Section 64 of the Act may be declared ultra vires. Section 64 of the Copyright Act 1957 reads as under: Powers of police to seize infringing copies. Any police officer not below the rank of a sub-inspector may, if he is satisfied that an offence under Section 63 in respect of the infringement of copyright in any work has been, is being, or is likely to be committed, seize without warrant all copies of work and all plates used for the purpose of making infringing copies of the work. Wherever found, all copies and plates so seized shall, as soon as practicable, be produced before a magistrate. Any person having an interest in any copies of work seized under subsection 1 may, within 15 days of the such seizure, make an application to the magistrate for such copies being restored to him, and the magistrate, after hearing the applicant and the complainant and making such further inquiry as may be necessary, shall make such order on the application as he may deem fit. Before discussing the matter any further, it shall be necessary to go through the scheme of the Copyright Act along with their aims and objects to the original Act 1957 and significant amendments made in the years 1984, 1992 and 1994. For the purpose of this case, Amendment of 1984, amending Act 65 of 1984 shall be relevant to court. The objects and reasons of the Act 65 of 1984 were for the reason that piracy has become a global problem due to the rapid advances in technology. It has assumed alarming proportions all over the world, and all the countries are trying to meet the challenge by taking stringent legislative and enforcement measures. The problem of piracy and necessity for taking sufficient anti-piracy measures were also voiced by the members of parliament at the time of the consideration of the bill to amend the Copyright Act 1957 last year. Apart from books, recorded music, and video cassettes of films and TV programs are reproduced, distributed, and sold on a massive scale in many parts of the world without any remuneration to the authors, artists, publishers, and producers concerned. The emergence of new techniques of recordings, fixation, and reproduction of audio programs combined with the advent of video technology have greatly helped the pirates. It is estimated that the losses to the film producers and other owners of copyright amount to several crores of rupees. The loss to government in terms of tax evasion also amounts to crores of rupees. In addition, because of the recent video boom in the country, there are reports that uncertified video films are being exhibited on a large scale. A large number of video parlors have also sprung up all over the country and they exhibit such films recorded on video tapes by charging admission fees from their clients. In view of these circumstances, it is proposed to amend the Copyright Act 1957 suitably to combat effectively the piracy that is prevalent in the country. Section 2D defines author of dramatic work, musical work, the composer, artist in photography, photographer, and in relation to cinematograph film, the producer, etc. The cinematograph film has been defined in section 2F as any work of visual recording on any medium produced through a process from which a moving image may be produced by any means. Find includes a sound recording accompanying such visual recording. Arid cinematograph shall be construed as including any work produced by any process analogous to cinematography, including video films. इस वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में टेलीग्राम चैनल का लिंक दिया हुआ है जहां आपको इसका पीडीएफ प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा।